Hey everyone, Daniel here. Back again at NC Comicon for another Comic Conversation. And today I'm with Chris SIMS and Chad BOWERS of numerous things across the internet. Chris, you obviously are known for your
this hat.
This awesome faith hat.
That's yours that I stole, so I can wear it in this video. I'm taking this off real quick.
Now, of course, you're known for your articles on Comics Alliance. Chad, formerly of multiversitycomics.com.
My man did his research.
Yes.
He did.
Yes, I did. And now currently writing several things. So let's talk about that. What has it been like moving from a fan, almost journalist kind of position to creator position? Something I personally really want to know.
I mean,
you got to be good.
You got to be good because you've been telling everybody how bad they are.
Yeah.
Because if my stuff's not even a little good, then everything that I've written, you just throw it in the trash about how this comic's good, this comic's bad, this comic's it really makes you put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah,
you know?
It's like those who cannot do critique. It's it's like you've been critiquing, you better be able to.
Yeah, you really. It is really a. It's a real put your money where your mouth is situation. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think being a critic too, or someone who's looking at books, you are seeing the best and the worst of comics at the same time, and you're kind of while you're looking at comics and figuring out what works, and while some of it might be a matter of personal taste, you're looking at stuff, and I think you're learning as well. I think that's absolutely big secret of being a comics critic or writer.
Because everybody who likes comics and gets into writing comics, from Roy Thomas on down, the first fan.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
It's all just reverse engineering what you like and why you like it, and then trying to do the same thing.
And that's the thing, and I want to be a writer, and that's no secret to any of my viewers. Moving on, so of course your big book that you're working on together is X-Men '92.
Yeah.
Outside of the Marvel Universe, revival of a classic fan loved series. Yes, X-Men '92. How did that get started? Was that something you approached Marvel with, or Marvel approached you, or how did that come about?
We approached Marvel with Chris and Chad.
Yeah.
Chad approached Marvel with asking if they had anything for us, and they knew they wanted to do X-Men '92, and they Tom Brevoort had read Downset Fight, and I was passingly familiar with Jordan D. White, at least. I think we had met in a bar and had a conversation back in 2010 and followed each other on Twitter for a while.
Yeah.
And then, Jordan, Chad emailed Jordan and was like, hey, do you have any work for us? And Jordan was like, yeah, I think I actually do. And I had just recently written an episode guide for the X-Men animated series. I had written about how, X-Men 30, which is the Scott and Jean wedding, even though I don't, I'm not a huge Scott and Jean fan, that's still the most important wedding comic to me. And, I had written about Mutant Genesis a lot, and obviously, Chad was, just a little bit older than me at that time when, you're a little bit older than me at all times.
Yeah.
But you were a teenager getting into the X-Men when I was 10 getting into the X-Men.
Right.
And so, those were obviously really important books to us that we had written about and talked about. And they knew they wanted to do X-Men '92, and they came to us, and they were like, well, do you want to do it? And we were like, yeah. Okay. It was... But we had also, we just finished doing a 144-page graphic novel and doing a webcomic for 2 years, and we had work out there, too.
Yeah,
so.
they were at least aware of who we were and sort of knew our sensibilities and knew kind of what kind of stories we, at least at that point in time, liked to tell and we're kind of trying to tell. And I think that kind of maybe fit the mold of what they were looking for X-Men '92. Whether they kind of knew it or not what it was going to end up being, I think they thought that we were certainly guys who could do it, who had the knowledge, who had the level of appreciation for the work, as well as a pretty good sense of humor, which I think this project really benefited from.
Yeah, they certainly did not come to us because they wanted it to be it was not a surprise that we put jokes in it,
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, Chris, you've talked a lot, so now I want to focus on Chad.
That's funny.
Come on, get back in there. Yeah. Okay. But no, Chad, you have recently, just within the last month or two, it was announced you were doing a Youngblood revival.
Yeah.
Now, people who know me know I'm not a huge Youngblood fan, but
You're gonna be.
I do think the idea, you know, the sole premise has merit. What has that been like to kind of invigorate?
Well, you know what? I
Youngblood?
think the first story arc is actually like called Youngblood Reborn, and it's a play on a lot of things. Obviously, we figured out what it's a play on, you know. But no, it's a sort of a reinvention of the concept. One of the things when I was reading that book as a kid, and I loved that book. I like that book just as much as I liked X-Men. And, you know, whatever your feelings are towards it, I've heard it all and I understand it all. But I actually adored that book when I was a kid growing up, and it had.
To be fair, I'm a Valiant fan.
I get it. I totally get it.
there's
Look,
like
you
that-
can only choose Shaft and Ninja Hack, man.
Yeah, that's right.
We like them both.
Yeah. But that book spoke to me in a way that very similar to the way X-Men did when I was growing up, and I had talked to Rob about it a couple of times and told him some ideas that I had, and we kind of bounced things off. And one of the things that I feel like that book has, it's in the title, Youngblood, right?
Oh.
One of the, I mean, the title of the book is Youngblood, right? But in my mind, the characters were all adults, and they were all adults with history and a lot of like backstory and things like that Rob and different creators and the writers over the time were building. And one of the things that I wanted to really do is focus on the young part of the book. So I think our book's going to be a little bit different and a little bit more focused on sort of like a youth movement. In a world where Youngblood maybe isn't what it was at one time. So I think it's going to be very different. I think it's going to be very, I hope it speaks to sort of the world of today in the same way that book spoke to me back in like the early 90s, mid-90s. Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, the convention's closing around us, so I think we better wrap it up there. You guys actually gave me the longest video out of all of these, so... You know,
surprise.
Yeah, so... Yeah.
I'm a talker.
Yes. So, thank you, Chris. You can find him, Chris Sims, on Twitter. Ask Chris on Comic
Yeah,
Line.
it's at the ISB on Twitter,
Yeah.
and then the-isb.com, which has links to all the stuff that we've written together, as well as my comics. And then once you hit Comixology, just click on Chad Bowers. And,
And I'm at Chad Bowers on Twitter, just at CHADBOWERS.
Yes. Well, thank you guys.
Right, Exo's 20th anniversary, Armin's 20th anniversary. A lot of these characters' 20th.
Oh, we are the future. As we head towards the future.
Hey,
Chad
everyone.
just got
I'm
back.
Chad Bowers, and I'm here with Chris Sims. Hi, Chad Bowers. Oh, shit.
Keep going.
I'm so...
You sit in the chair though.
I am so sorry.
Yeah, we got the chair right there too.
I'll edit that out in post, yeah.
Okay.
They'll just see me like all of a sudden jump down. All right.